Alright. Hopefully we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We're having some technical issues here at the Temple of Speed, Monza, located in the beautiful hills of Italy. We will stick here with Calces on a hot lap here at the start of qualifying. So we try to get the rest of our things sorted here. So, Monza, definitely a classic track, classic F1 track. Been around almost as long as Silverstone in the Formula One World Championship. Pretty simple track, but with a few corners, you have to make sure you get each corner right. Otherwise, you could be in for some trouble when it comes to your lap times. Calci's taking the Ascari chicane quite nicely. We'll come here to the Parabolica. Oh, I heard a little bit of radio chatter. Maybe Nico John about to join us, hopefully. We shall see. That's Calces across the line with a 120.2, so a good start to qualifying here in Monza. Adri crossing the line with a 127. Must have had an error, probably planning on restarting. Yep, looks like they've got the fuel and the ERS, so we'll see Adri come out for another lap. Let's hop on board with our Drivers' Championship leader, Base, who holds 409 points. That's a 3-point lead over the runner-up of Jer with 406, so really tight battle between these two. Certainly will be one to watch in the coming races. Right, so that's Bass crossing the line with a 120.1, just bumping up Calces by about 5/500ths of a second. So you can expect to see some really tight lap times today, as Monza has a fairly short lap time, fairly simple drive. So lap time should be quite close, and we're also in Premier Tier. The drivers start to bunch up here towards the top. So we can expect to see some of these lap times really start to tighten up here. Looks like Jer also logging a 127, must have had some issue on track, preventing them from setting the time they wanted. Let's hop on board with Jer and see what Jer's up to. Has plenty of ERS, looks to be pushing. Critical to get the Lesmos correct. You see Jared dropping all the way down into 4th gear to run through these corners. And Dace just pulling off to the side there, showing some respect. That's what we like to see in our league. And Jared coming through the Ascari. Does well. A little tentative on the throttle there, but otherwise a pretty good drive through. Now we'll come up to the Parabolica. Meanwhile, Oscar pipping up into the 120 knots. We'll see if Oscar can hold that, or if Jer has something to say about it. Jer holding a tight line, going right up against the pit wall, and it's a 120.404 for Jer. Let's see here. See if we can get a weather report. So that's Jer, just 4/10 off of Oscar. Probably some effect of tire wear from having a little scuffled first lap. So we shall see how that goes a little later in the lap. Let's see who else we can find who is out setting a screamer. How about Callie Robb? Is Callie Robb putting on a show for us? I hear a little bit of chatter from there. Nico, are you with us? Let's sit tight, folks. It could be the moment of the century. I hear some chatter and some radio spats, but no words, no verbiage yet. Hopefully we can get Nico John in here momentarily. In the meantime, we'll hang on board with Cali Rob, holding on by the seat of his pants as he runs through the Ascari. Probably my favorite chicane on the F1 calendar. My favorite complex, favorite set of corners. Cali Rob runs it wide out on the Parabolica, looking to gain a little bit of time. Crosses the line with a 120.3, putting up into 4th position. I'd say Cali Rob is reasonably happy with that. Dry quali and dry race for this weekend, so we should get some good entertainment. Let's see who else is on the track. Boaz. Let's see what Boaz can do. Nico, you with us?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hey, there you are.
Ah, boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man himself has joined us.
I have no idea what I did, but...
It works, and that's what's important. Alright, so we are about halfway through qualifying. I think most drivers have put in a solid lap, with the exception of Jesse and IFR Fruitful. And Oscar is currently... Okay, yep, no worries.
Or the race.
Oscar is sitting on pole with a 120.0. So Boaz...
Oh, gee, I wonder if I've got a bad version. I've only got Boaz who set a time at 120.7. Am I not up to date?
So I think that's a correct time for Boaz, but it's not the fastest.
It's the only time that's been set on mine.
Okay. Well, maybe they'll populate in as more drivers complete laps.
Maybe send me another invite. Send me an invite and I'll rejoin this session.
You can do that. Let's see. So since you're already in session, I can't send you one. I don't believe. Let's see here. Okay. Coming back to the track, Base breaks through the 120s with a 119. Breaks into the 119s, apologies. With a 119.6, almost a 7. So a good run there from Base. Looks like we have half the drivers coming out, half the drivers sitting in. Got about 7 minutes remaining in qualifying. Alright, there's a fresh invitation to the booth for you.
Okay, I dropped out and tried. No, that's not right.
Let's see. So we are... Ooh, Kelsey's with a little spin out of the first chicane here. So that will ruin his lap. Looks like Jared gonna pass through. Let's see how Jared does through the first sector. Jared again with crisp through Lesmos 1 and Lesmos 2. Pulls the DRS down this little back straight here. And we'll see how Jer can handle the Ascari. Down a tenth on his time. So that will be good enough to get him around Calirob, but not many else.
Okay, I've got base 119,684.
That sounds right. Yep.
Boom. There we go.
Excellent.
Hello, TAC. Hello, race fans.
We're happy to have you with us, Nico.
So how are the Williams boys doing?
Holding 6 and 7.
14. No, that's Alpine. Williams is 5 and 14. Calcis and Sir Capelot. Watch out for those two.
Need to get my glasses.
There's too many blue cars. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think so. We need a purple car on the grid. We need a purple car.
Just more mixture. When you're looking at the track map, it's not always easy to work out if it's a Red Bull, an Alpine, a Williams.
Right. So, let's see. We got the eternal battle between Base and Jer continues, and Jer was able to pull 4/10 out of their lap time, but they're still about 3/10 off of Base, maybe 2/10, 2.5 maybe. So those two will be ones to watch. Probably start of the race, just fly away from everybody.
Yeah. Well, Adri's right there as well, though. We know he's quick. It's a German speedster. And Einstein as well. Where is... he's down in 11. Albert Einstein mine.
Albert Einstein mine. I like it.
He's quick. Although I know he said, actually, that maybe Monza's not his... Like me, Monza's not his track.
I love this track, actually. It certainly is tricky. I struggle through the Lesmos a lot, and the Ascari, if you hit that last curve on the inside the wrong way, you're gone.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think also worth noting, Oscar stepping up from Tier 1 as a reserve, sitting in 4th position with the big boys in Premier.
Wow. I mean, we know over one lap he is super rapid, so...
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps not that surprising, but certainly a great performance.
Be fun to watch.
On the Sunday, on the race.
Yep, be fun to watch if they can keep up over a race distance. And from his performances in Tier 1, from which we're a little more familiar, I'd say he probably can. Just to keep it clean.
Indeed. So there's a few of them on outlaps. It looks like Cali Rob is going to be the first to set off.
I've hopped on with Cali Rob, so we've got the onboards. You wanna walk us through the lap?
Let's go for it. So it's not called. It's got a new name, that corner, hasn't it? Named after a driver.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'll figure that out.
So into turn 1, I have to brake about 120, maybe 125, just to feel like I've really got the car under control. Right down, little bit of the inside corner, not much of the second corner, and on the gas as soon as possible coming out of there. Very tricky. I tend to stay to the right, stay on the inside. No need to go much further round. I think he's trying to get a slipstream off his mate there, Dace. In another braking, maybe before the 100 for me. Very careful on the curbs here. It's a bit of a lottery how they react. So tough. Lesmo 1's a nice one. Just brake. He missed the apex there, but same again for Lesmo 2. And then this big straight getting a good exit. DRS open into Ascari. Braking just before the 100 maybe, down to 5th. Inside, outside. Try and get a sort of straightest line through as possible. Staying safe, which he did, staying all 4 wheels on the track, which he did.
Well, it sounds like he's backed out of it.
He has, hasn't he?
Maybe setting up again. Coming through the Curva Alboreto.
That's it. Should we just call it Parabolica today? Is that
I'm alright with it.
Great. Which is a trick, which I find, again, it's one of those where there's a lot of time to be made or lost.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the right line and the right speed coming out of it. The Alpine boy is doing the slipstream practice. As Dace goes flying now.
So that explains it then. Cali Rob backed off for didn't have the time and backed off for days. So, great work from the Alpine boys. Looks like they're gonna start gathering up here at the Curva Alboreto, the Parabolica. I feel like we're gonna have another Netherlands-Holland discussion. So, on board with Vihu, I believe a reserve stepping in. Not a name I'm familiar with.
No, unless they've changed their PSN, I think that's a new reserve. Sat nicely in 11th. I think the alternative medium, I assume it's a dry race, do we know?
Yeah, we're double dry.
Nice. I think starting 11th on the softs, on the mediums, isn't a bad spot to be. I think the alternative medium soft is quite powerful.
Let's see. Unless it's Weird TV and it's changed name, I think it's a reserve. Let's see here.
Yeah, just checking. Vihu is a reserve.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. All right.
I think my timer still says 11 minutes left of qualifying, which is obviously wrong.
Yeah, we have wrapped up actually. So
yeah, that's okay because I've got the checkered flags for some of the drivers. That's why I was confused. That makes sense. So it looks like that's that, isn't it?
I think so.
Still on a hot lap.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's Base holding on to the pole. Adri jumping up between Base and the runner-up in our championship of Jer.
The two McLarens on the second row, looking to do some damage.
Definitely be looking to help each other out, that's for sure. So that's it. That's our qualifying. So that is Base on pole, followed by Adri to fill out the first row. Jer, Fruitful will take the second. Oscar stepping out from T1 to take the third row along with Calces. Dace and Cali Rob, both Alpines, sitting on the fourth row, and the fifth row is Sir Capilot and T Mike. So it's qualifying.
And then Niku, Boaz, Doug, Bronco, Steinmine, Frosty, and Jesse, who didn't set a time. I'm not sure if that was invalidations or what. Oh, that's maybe starting last. Let 16 cars take themselves out in turn 1, turn 2, lap 1, and then cruise round for 27 laps and glorious victory. Perhaps.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't think anybody had a quali ban, so not for this race anyway.
Well, I mean, turn 1's going to be. I know the stewards, I think, have asked people to be extra conscientious, careful, respectful, but turn 1's always got the capacity to be a mess here in Monza.
Yeah, extra caution to be taken going into into turn 1, T1. Drivers have been instructed T1 lap 1. Drivers have been instructed not to run up the inside to try to gain a couple positions. The curbs are a little aggressive down in there, so we should see everybody filing into the left. Certainly shouldn't see any 3 wide. I think even 2 wide would be a stretch.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could probably get 2 if you're both very disciplined and hold your line, but not easy.
And
right,
it looks
Tack,
like
you mad gambler. Who's going to win?
I think Base has this one in the bag. Looks confident. 3/10 up on Jer. I think Base has it. Looking to extend his lead.
I'm going to go. I'll go Jeff. No, Jeff. Yeah, I'll go Jeff.
All
He's,
right.
just to give a little bit of friendly
Variety.
rivalry in
Sure.
the commentary box.
Well, you do have 2 kidneys to lose, so one's been removed. Why not the other?
I've been told to stop gambling body parts. It's not going to end well.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, sorry. You're going to have to do without mine.
All right. Well, we'll sort that.
Jesse, maybe Jesse's left the session. He's just sat on the. I don't know if I've got his. I could try and send him an invite. So,
Yeah.
Jesse 310305.
Let's see. Nothing in. Yeah, Jesse's had to take off, go somewhere.
Oh, so another.
He'll just be sitting there, unfortunately.
But another invitation's not going to help, is it?
No, I think he's taken off.
That's a shame.
Hope all is well. So let's take a look at who is on what tire. So the top 10 all running on the softs they qualified on. Vihu, Boaz, and Doug Trio, 11 through 13 on the mediums. Bronco in 14th is on the soft tire. Albert Steinmine will be taking the medium tire here from 15th. Maybe a smart play. And Frosty will start from the back on the soft tire. And that's our grid.
Strong grid. Yeah, I think Vihu, Boaz, and Doug just got to try and stay with those soft runners for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when it all shakes out after everyone's done a stop, they will be further up than they are now. That tends to be what happens, I've found.
Sure.
We'll see. I think Steinmine is in a false position. I know he's quick, so I expect him to make some moves. Callie can be very, very consistent, very quick. He'll be looking to get into the top 5 for sure. Kalsa's very improved in a fantastic car. So,
oh, of course. I think
he does well.
If it looks fast, it is fast, right? Okay, so we have.
Here we go.
5 lights getting ready to go out. I'm on board with Bass, and we will watch him take off. So the drivers are away. Looks like a good start from the McLarens. Going up the inside. Nothing too steamy through there. Turn 1, everybody nice. Make it okay.
The McLarens may have just made a little bit of contact.
The leaders are away well and fine. And Jesse has just been disqualified, so that will remove that car and won't pose a threat. So that's good. So now Jer right on with base. Fruitful giving way there, Jer. We'll hop on board and watch Jer chase base down. We'll see. But everybody with a good, clean start to the race. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, good to see. Everyone through nicely.
And the pack staying quite tight through the first lap, so hopefully we get lots of good racing. Now
it looks like Cali Rob might have had an incident. He's down 6 places, but other than that, it's pretty much as you were, give or take.
We'll see if...
Just got lost out a little bit. Doug Trio made up 3.
Cali Rob...
Jay got ahead of Adri.
The car looks fine. So yeah, maybe just a small off here. We'll jump back up to follow our leaders around. So everybody through clean. It's like a bold move from Steinmine to get up a place on Boaz. Good work. Right,
yeah,
so...
top.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, just that they're all on 70+% ERS. None of them are really. I thought we might see a charge to try and break that 1 second before the DRS is activated, but it seems like they're all happy to sort of sit in, save battery, and see what happens.
Well, other than Vihu, it looks like everybody is within a second. Well, I guess Kelsey's is down a touch, but Dace already picking up a 3-second penalty for warnings. Unfortunate for Dace. But will they make the most of it? Looks like they have a small gap here to the car ahead. Really running up on Kelsey's here. Ooh, car gets a little loose. That's not going to help.
Yeah, I think he got a little snap of oversteer there.
Still holding good down the line. We will have DRS.
For it.
Nah, he's going to sit tight on that one.
Probably the right call.
Yeah, I think from that far back.
Nicely through the chicane, though.
Oscar also the reserving up from Tier 1, following this pack quite closely, giving us a good view of the battle.
Right behind, yeah.
He'll be hoping these two get tangled up in the Lesmos and he can have 2 free positions. So we'll come up to... I want to follow Base and all the other drivers through the Ascari. Because this is the point where you start to get confident in your tires, but the car's still quite heavy. Really easy to just take a little too much curb here and make a mistake.
Yeah.
We'll see. Looks like everybody getting through nice and clean.
And if you have to lift to avoid running wide at the right or losing it, then you just lose speed all the way down that straight. So it's important that you nail it early rather than have to readjust late.
Yeah.
Because you just lose so much time.
Sir Capilot making the move in the parabolic on Oscar, but Oscar with the DRS and ERS looking to take it back. Sir Capilot will take the inside, and Oscar... They're still side by side.
Leaves room.
Good respectful racing.
Yeah, nicely done.
Just barely gives way to Capilot, but these two will stay tight, I think, for the rest of the lap. Most everybody's staying pretty tight together.
Yeah, you've got T-Mike, Callie and Bronco. All very, very close to each other.
Let's hop on with T-Mike. Looks like T-Mike's falling back a little bit. Callie Rob getting up on Bronco through the Lesmos. Will the DRS make an impact here? Oh, it will, because Bronco doesn't have it.
Flies past.
Yeah, move done. Carry some extra speed into the Ascari. Yeah. No problem for Callie Rob.
Ooh, Bronco just took a touch on that inside, and for a moment the car thought about jumping out of control.
Breaking loose.
Breaking bad.
Breaking bad. Breaking walls and
thing.
wings.
Yeah, exactly. Breaking the front wing, that's the bad thing.
So Dace going for a dive on Kelsey's. Is ahead. Can he get it stopped? Oh, Sir Capilot coming in a little hot here too. Some little bumping and banging. Looks like no damage for Kelsey's.
I hope he didn't pick up any wind damage. Yeah, they just touched the back. So the two Williams boys together, 6 and 7, chasing down that nasty... Oh no, Oscar gets past...
he wants it.
No. Yeah,
Sir Capilot's a little loose.
He's got a better run.
Oof, yeah, that Lesmos, you just have to be so careful. It's easy to overcut. Think you can take that corner and there's a car there.
Yeah.
This little pack here providing...
Exit out of Ascari now, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the next move. And he does.
Yeah,
Oscar gets a great exit.
Much nicer line for Oscar.
I think maybe the last one, not so much. Good entry, but the exit was a little thrown off.
I think because he'd gone so much quicker through the first half of Ascari, he actually came up to the bumper of Sir Capilot and had to lift to avoid rear-ending him.
Had to back off,
which, of course, ruined all his momentum.
Would you say that F1 cars have bumpers? Not really. They have wings and diffusers, but... Sorry, that's what goes through my mind. Oscar running way deep. Yeah, he'll give that one back.
He was late on the brakes. I saw that. I was actually on his POV. He was late on the brakes and was going to either fly into the back of the cars or just avoid, and went over the grass.
Yeah, we had him on board here.
Keep everything together.
Yeah, the ghosting coming well into effect as well.
Yes, tack. The ghosting can come into effect well when it's switched on.
Oh boy.
So I'm on with Jer, right behind base.
Alright, I've slipped into his teammate, Fruitful, just to watch all the action from the back, although Fruitful doesn't have a great view. What about Adri?
Adri's there as well.
Yeah, it looks like we have some just packs of 4 grouping up. We've got these, and then we have the next 3, and then the next 4, and Bronco and T Mike, oh, really close. Going back and forth here, the 2 Haas cars. Looks like they've made a switch, T Mike letting Bronco through.
And so base now is lower, much lower on energy, now that he's not getting any DRS, unlike all the guys behind him.
Right.
Calcis gets past Ace into that turn 1. Yeah. Adri's on, what, 50, 60, Jess 50, base 20.
Yeah.
So consistent, these guys, you know, such little margins between them.
Oh yeah.
Just one error.
Makes for a great race, for sure.
Yes. I think Base was the most improved driver last season, going from sort of mid-table Premier to really fighting for podiums on a weekly basis, and he's continued that form into the 3rd season, which is great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So the soft tire is going on 6 laps here. I have not done a whole lot of running. Do you know how long these things are supposed to last? Will we see drivers coming in soon, or?
No, I think you'll get to lap 11, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
And then finish it on the... and the mediums should bring you home, no problems.
Right. Simple little one-stop here.
Simple little one-stop. Obviously, strategies are always affected by safety cars, but everyone's keeping it very clean. It's one of those tracks where it's so easy coming out of Ascari, turn 1, turn 4 to just lose the car and trigger some sort of VSC or safety car, but so far so good.
Get a little jumpy on the throttle here.
As the tyres start to wear down, obviously the chances of it happening are increased.
Sure. Yeah, worn softs and a heavy car are not a great combination.
And the 2 Haas boys are going at it. Fruitful's now getting close to Adri. There's battles all over the track. It's hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah, everyone's close, but it seems as though as soon as I jump to a different battle, that's when the overtakes happen.
Of course. The commentators of the curse.
Ah, yes. So Adri is the first to bite.
Adri.
Takes the penalty.
Do you know what? It's a tough pit lane entrance, actually. Having just done a couple of laps yesterday, I've realised that I need to be very careful of that. The limiter line comes at you very quickly.
Looks like we had Frosty maybe having a bad time through the Ascari. The wing looks okay, but maybe a spin on the exit. Oh, and another spin. Those tires are just way too hot for Frosty. Sitting off in the gravel there at Parabolica.
Yeah.
So Frosty will be looking to get off those soft tires. Bronco taking the hard tire. An interesting choice, but I feel like I've seen Bronco on the hard quite a bit. I think he just has an affinity for the tire.
I think he may have had something happen, which is why he chose to pit and go for the hard. I think he'd probably get the mediums to the end. They will be hurting, but you could get, 18, 19 laps on them? I would have thought not too difficult.
That's what Frosty will go for. No new wing, but that wing itself is filthy.
I'd also say that there's the undercut here can be quite powerful. So I'll be interested to see whether Jer's got a header base. Whether the two of those guys will.
I just hopped on board with him.
They're not going to react, are they? Or are they?
Jer does.
Jer is.
And gets the penalty for speeding.
Adri might do him. Oh, dearie me. I have a feeling Adri might do them all on the undercut. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll hop on board with Adrian and see where they come out. So Jer, looks like Jer is moving in the pit lane now. T-Mike with another speeding.
Got a 5 second as well. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think Adrian's going to get him. Oh, it's going to be so close. Coming down, yeah. Adrian's got the speed.
It's true.
So well done from Adrian, but stuffed up behind Boaz. This will not help him get around Base and Fruitful, who are running real close now. Fruitful actually getting around Base.
Here, I think it's the braking zone, yeah.
He's got a little bit of ERS, just a sliver.
Nicely done.
Fruitful fallback, yep.
And it now puts a car between him and Jer.
Yeah, a little tricky coming out of the Ascari there.
Difficult to overtake, yeah.
So I think it makes perfect sense for Base to jump in now. I mean,
he has to, surely.
Yeah, practically no ERS and
his two rivals. Don't speed, Base. Don't speed.
Gets it slowed down. Well done. They both do.
Only just, but yeah.
Alright, so with these two in the pits, let's see how Adri comes around. Going through the Curva Alvaredo now. Hits that ERS. He wants the positions on these two. Sets the fastest lap in the process. Yeah, easy done. Easily done. And Jer makes the move up as well.
Yeah, too. Yeah, the undercut's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good data. Good data.
Yeah. Bear that in mind for a bit later on.
Yep. I agree.
I'm going to be pitting lap 6, just to warn the attack.
Alright. I'll be pitting lap 5 for the undercut. I believe in its power that much.
Yeah.
So.
Pitting lap 6 onto the full wets.
Oh, okay. Yep, I'll take the interest. Faster tire. So looking at our on-track leaders, Sir Capelot picking up a penalty there. Unfortunate. I think we'll start to see these penalties really rack up.
Yeah. It's an easy one to get track limit warnings.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of different areas.
Yeah,
Williams now 1 and 2.
It could
Frank
be.
Will be happy.
Yep. For now, we'll wait till they pit and your dreams can be shattered. There we go. There's Kelsey's coming in.
Yeah.
So now this will be the time to watch to see how well the strategy is going to play off for the medium tire runners. So after their stops are made, we'll see how far they've moved up. But Doug Drew and Steinmine still running, I believe in the same... No, Doug Tree has moved up on both of them. But still in the same order. Running tight together still.
Yeah. And Callie and Sir Capelot's still out on the... I mean, we saw last week, didn't we, with Suzuki? How if you get your undercut right, it can be so strong when he pitted very early for the mediums in Zandvoort.
Mm-hmm.
In Tier 1 and held on for the win.
Yeah. Well, I think some of these tires are starting to let go. I think we'll see these guys, I think we'll see those soft tire runners peeling in. Yeah.
I'd expect so. And then that gives them, what, a 3 lap advantage over Adri, 1 or 2 over Jer. Not massive, but it might make the difference in the very final stages of the race.
Yep, this is true. So yeah, the medium runner guys will stay out. Sir Capelot dives in, and Oscar picking up a penalty for multiple warnings. And Steinmine getting into it a little bit with Vihu.
Oh, Jer's got ahead of Adri. Base is right behind them both.
I made a similar comment last week, but even this week it feels kind of like a NASCAR race. You got the pack racing going here. Everybody bunched up together. It looks like Frosty has had another incident here. Just really struggling out of the Ascari, I think. Getting loose back there, and that overheats the tires.
Tough day at the office.
Yeah, it looks like the tires are not quite as hot as they were last time, so should be able to come through here just fine, but...
Dace,
unfortunate
Dace and
though.
Calces continue their... Dace, Calces, Capalot. Again, those three continue their battle. It's been going on for most of the race.
So Frosty coming in. Will he get a new wing? Yeah, they're going to slap a new wing on that Aston Martin there. We'll slide back to Dace.
I think he's going to have a go. He's got the run. They've both got DRS though. He's using his battery. Adri goes to cover. Goes around the outside of turn 1, which gives him the inside of turn 2. Little bit of wheel banging, but okay. Adri stays ahead, but it gives Jer the chance to just get out of that DRS.
Yeah, I think the wheel spin.
The battle behind.
I think the wheel spin there for Base is what hurt him. Locking up a little bit here too, so something in the tire is not really happy there for Base.
Doesn't quite look as strong on the mediums as he did on the softs, does he?
No. And these two don't really have the time to well, I guess they have the time, but they don't want to be piddling around too much. They're letting Jer run off into the sunset.
Exactly. I mean, he'll be looking in the mirrors, loving the two of them going side by side.
Oh, absolutely.
And again, into Curva Alberetta.
There you go. Curva Alboreto.
Hey. Alboreto.
Yep.
It costs nothing to be accurate.
Never.
He's done it. Base has got the run on him.
Yep. DRS and done. Now that'll leave Base to run after Jer. Can he get it slowed down? Yeah, he can. He's going to lock up. So now Jer is right on Stein and Vihu, so he'll be getting a little bit of a slipstream and might be able to pick up the DRS here.
I think he's going to go for it into the...
No. Now I've hopped on board with these two to keep an eye on it, and then when we want to look at the leaders, we'll just check behind.
So Base has worked back into that 1 second gap as they approach the next DRS.
I don't think he got it though. No, he didn't actually get a DRS on that one. Rear wing is not open.
Ah, okay.
So he needed to run. Now Jer has flipped
just
back.
Over a second before the detection point.
So Jer hoping this battle in front of him continues enough to get him in the DRS, which it has. Yeah. Now Jer's going to want these other medium tire runners to get out of the way. These guys on the older mediums.
Steinmine side by side with Vihu into turn 1.
Yeah, Vihu's just slightly ahead. This is going to be tight. Neither one of them is going to want to break. I think holding the inside line works for Stein, yeah. And that's let everybody Constantiner up behind. All the way from Doug Tridd, IRR, Fruitful. They are all stacked up again.
Yeah. Big sharks with fresh tyres ready to eat everything in front of them.
Ready to pounce. Yeah, Jer almost getting into Vihu there. Needs to be a little careful. Don't want to damage up that wing. That would sure hurt the lead.
I'd expect the medium guys to probably do another... Well, any time from now. Any time from now they probably could pit, to be honest. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they'll probably put another lap or two on the medium tires.
There goes Jer. There goes Jer and Base. Oh, too wide into Ascari.
Base tries to make it through.
And it looks like he's got away
Looks
with
like
it.
he
He
did.
went off track. I wonder if he got a warning, perhaps, in the process. But
And I think we'll see.
and V, who's trying to fight back.
Yeah, kind of in
Jesse's
a...
left
Oh,
and say, oh, okay, no, he wasn't here.
yeah, he was... Yep.
And actually, they all they all push past Vihu.
Yeah.
I know what that feels like, Vihu. I've been there when the bigger boys decide that they want that position.
Oh, yeah. And Doug Trio actually taking to the pits. So now, honestly, if I were Vihu and Steinmine, I would actually stay out with the... Ooh, Vihu getting into Fruitful, who got into base. Let's
Yeah.
see if there's damage. I don't think there will be, but we'll give it a check.
If they can stay in the... While they're getting DRS off these guys, getting pulled along by the front guys, then it's not too bad staying out.
No, I would stay out for sure. Then, that's even, fresher medium or fresher softs you'll have for the end of the race.
That will make a difference, yeah.
So, yeah, I would definitely let these guys pull me along. I mean, all of these drivers, they started... How far back did they start? Let me get a quick
I think
look on
it was
that
the 11,
detail.
12, 13, weren't they?
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's just hard to stay within that set. I mean, he's doing it though. Congratulations to Vihu. Great drive. I think it's his debut in PRL. Not
Yeah,
sure,
it's
but
a
great drive. But staying within a second is going to be tough, and it looks like he's probably just fallen out. So maybe now is the time to jump in.
Yeah, once you're out of the DRS. Yeah, Steinmine seems to be holding position. Let's see if we can jump up there. I know he's going to dive into the pits. So it leaves Jer and Adri to battle it out. Both of them running with the DRS. Jer just kind of following from behind. We'll be in the slipstream though. Gonna watch these two. We'll ride on board with Base. Actually, see the view he gets. Locks up again with their tussle. And Base is gonna make good on Jer's poor exit from turn 2.
It's just, yeah, exactly. One little error, and boom, the two of them get past you.
So Base has locked up just about every time I've been on board with him. Something about those tires, I think you're right. Just the form on the softs was much better than the mediums. Just didn't do much medium running in prep for the race. Adri going to be looking to break the slipstream here. Base is getting close, but not going to be able to do it here. Looks like we've got Sector 2 issued. Doug Trio with a little spin. And T-Mike with a spin. Here in turn 3. Looks like they'll both be able to get going, get on their way. No damage. We'll jump back up with Base, who's running down Adri, coming out of the curve Alberto.
Right on his tail.
And he'll have the DRS, so he will make the dive here. Adri going to try to break the toe as well as he can, but it's not going to be worth much. Base isn't going to get over too far. He'll leave him a width, but not a good width. Walking up again. But that's moved on. Now the issue with all this battling back and forth is nobody's really going to get a chance to get away. I think these definitely these top 3 are going to keep trading positions. I don't know if Fruitful's going to get tangled up with Jer too well. Jer has quite a lead over Fruitful, so maybe they're working together for the Drivers' Championship there. But
Yeah.
certainly Jer, Adri, and Base will be battling this one through.
And impressive, no DNFs. That's,
No.
Good driving from Premier Tier. That's why these guys are the best of the best.
That's right.
So there you go. Steinmine pitted 1 lap earlier, and he's got a 6-second cushion over Vihu.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, pushed obviously on that out lap and has got clear. And I guess he'll be looking to make inroads now on, all the way up to 5th.
Oscar picking the 3-second penalty somewhere.
Yeah, that wasn't the nicest turn 1, turn 2 from Bass. I think he's going to come under pressure. A little bit, but
yeah, I think able to get a good exit on that corner there. The transition from turns 1 to 2 and the exit of 2 are the two biggest places where you can gain or lose time. The entry into 1 will set you up for those, but there's not really much of a time change based on how you enter 1. It's more about how you exit it.
yeah.
So we got about 7 laps remaining for these guys. Hunting each other down through the Ascari. Everybody through clean. Oh, Jay with a little spin. Not a spin, sorry, a little loose. A little oversteer. Whew. Rough morning for me.
Yeah, 8 laps to go. I mean, it could go anyway, couldn't it? It's going to go down to the wire, I think.
Yeah, I think these top 4 will keep us entertained the whole way. There's no argument about it there. So Base with a little extra distance between himself and Adri than the previous times. Adri's going to have to back out of that one. Another lockup from Base, but if it's working, it's working. So we'll see if Base is able to hold for the rest of this lap. I think that's the first lap in a few where there hasn't been a position change going into turn 1, so be interesting to see as we go forward here.
Of course, Adri and Jer are both sat on that 5-second hit.
Oh yeah,
Hit penalty, which will cost them heavily. I think they'll both be kicking themselves. It's such an easy and yet avoidable mistake, and Jer just gets another 3 seconds, which I think probably means he's not going to win this race.
No, I'd say not, unless Adrian and Base will tangle themselves up for him and send themselves to the back, but...
And even Fruitful behind.
Yeah, Fruitful, I would say probably the only one with a glimmer of a shot to take this one away from Base, but... Yeah, that takes a lot of pressure off when you're leading and the guys behind you have penalties. That the pressure knowing that they have the penalties, excuse me. That allows you to be a little bit more relaxed, and when you're relaxed, you'll drive a little bit faster. So it's kind of a win-win there for Base.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Looks like
just don't get complacent.
Looks like a big tangle up there through the first chicane. Looks like they're all fine.
Looks like Steinmeier got ahead of Kalsas, yeah. And he'll now be hunting down Dace.
Yeah, let's scoot back and get on board with Steinmeier. See if we can hunt down Dace and
fresh meat,
Capital.
Fresh softs.
Yeah, we'll see what they do for him.
Oh, you can see him gaining so quickly, yeah.
Yeah, handles the Ascari like a champ. He's going to take the inside on the Curva Barretto and have no issues. Oh, they're all tangled up in turn 1 here, the leaders. We moved off him for a second. Now Adri has moved up on Base, has taken that position away from him. And they're all going to be tight coming into turn 3. Jared getting good run on Base. Going to go on the inside. Can he make it work? Some wheel banging, wheel bumping. And Base is actually going to fall back now to Fruitful as well. So 3 positions in about 3 turns. Not good for Base, but he will take it back on Fruitful. And we'll retain the DRS here on Jer. And in the meantime, Stein down on Dace.
Steinmeier.
Oh.
Steinmeier just had a little moment coming out of, yeah, it's that turn, is it 4, I guess?
Yeah.
The second chicane.
Yep.
Just got his exit a bit wrong and lost time chasing down Sir Capello.
Some more flags going up in Sector 2. It looks like Frosty may have spun off in the first of the two Lesmos. It's a tough race for Frosty, but props to sticking it out. That shows the determination there. Stein is out of ERS. Let's Dace come up nice and close, but nothing yet.
I think Dace might get him with the DRS.
Looks like these guys were having a little bit of trouble getting through the first turn. I jumped back up with the leaders. Get 3 laps left, plus whatever they've got on this one. Did I do the math correctly? Yeah, I think so.
Did you carry the 1?
I did.
Okay. In that case, I trust you.
Excellent. So base is now falling back, however, not too much of a concern as of yet, with JR holding on to 8 seconds penalties and Adri holding on to 5. Looks like that's T-Mike getting the boot, and now Adri carrying 8. Let's make sure, yeah, so both of them carrying 8, so it looks like a podium for Base and Fruitful, for sure. So now if you're Base, do you just hang out here with, try to stay in Jared's DRS and keep Fruitful behind, or what's your strategy here?
I'd definitely keep Fruitful behind. If there's an easy pass, yeah, I'd certainly try and recuperate a bit of ERS for the last lap.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, but yeah, he can happily stay behind.
Now, if you're Jared and Fruitful, do you try to pull a little trickery here? Or does Jared need to focus on hunting down Adri to take that spot?
Yeah, that's a good... how would they do trickery what he tries to hold up Base to give Fruitful a chance to come through?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think these guys are all the ego
all on their own.
To win on track. That they accept their penalties, the positions, but
yeah,
I think they all want to take the checkered flag.
Yeah, and well, I think
is a good attitude.
I think McLaren is a distant first place in the championship anyway, so the team doesn't really need the points. Yeah, I'd say you're right. I think Jared's going to just continue to chase down Adri.
Looks like Base is considering it. It's a parabolica. No. Nice exit. The train continues.
Yeah, they're all following through on Adri.
Both going to get past Adri, yeah. Just that no DRS is such a...
Base going to have to take the outside, which becomes the inside. And they're locked together. Jared with a spin. Base and Fruitful going to make it through either way.
Oh, he did. First of all, he did very well to catch it. It looked like he was about to go flying off to the wall on the right, but Adri had taken that line on the right-hand side of the track and had to take huge abortive measures to not run into the back of Jer, which has cost him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. There you go. Well,
I'll tell you what.
That turn 2. Doesn't matter how good you are, it's a bugger.
Oh yeah. Just wait till I get my hands on an audio clip of you, you and Jer. Whew. That'll be a good one.
So here we go, last lap. Base and Fruitful with no penalties. Top 2 fight it out. Can Fruitful get past him? Jer and I think. No, Jer has more penalties anyway, doesn't he? It's 5 and 8, I think, those two, so...
No, they're both 8.
They are both 8 now?
Yep, 8 and 8.
So you've got 1 and 2 fighting for the first and second, and 3rd and 4th fighting for the final podium.
Yep.
And it looks like Fruitful's very close.
He wants to go for it. He's going to be on the inside here. Looks like Base might kind of just sit back, maybe let him have it. No, they're going to go through it together. Ah, yeah, those curbs. Yep. Those curbs right through off Base. Now Jared getting his nose in there. But that's let Adri come up on next to him. And Adri's going to
Adri's-
try to get on Jer. T Mike is in the
like he's-
background.
Oh no,
Ooh, Jer's
someone-
off track.
Jer got slightly. Looks like there's some wheel banging. So Fruitful, who I don't think has led at any point of the race until the last lap, has got 4/10.
Yep, and that just secured it there because Base has gone.
Base has got
gotten
3
the penalty.
seconds.
Yep.
Fruit. What a really smart drive by him. Just sat there in the DRS, let the guys in front of him battle, pick up
yeah.
the penalties, and come through to win.
Yeah,
Really great
excellent
drive.
race from Fruitful. Excellent job. Well done.
There we go. Base second and Adri the final man on the podium. Chair 4. Sir Capelot looks like he will keep 5th. I think he's just got 3 seconds.
Yes. Yep. Stein just a 10th off. 2/10 off.
What a race.
Yeah, let's take a look. I did not do my usual heroes and zeros, but I think Fruitful only moving up 3 positions. I think he definitely has to classify as one of the heroes here. Just great race, sitting behind, letting the guys ahead battle it out, and coming here in the end to take advantage. Steinmine also definitely one of the heroes here, up 9 positions from the start. That strategy worked incredibly well for him. In terms of the zeros, not many here. I think the bottom 2, T-Mike and Frosty, are the ones that just had tough races, the both of them. So, and
Oscar, I think, at the very end there.
Yeah, Oscar's had a DNF. Now, will that demote him below T-Mike and Frosty? It will. I think it will when they hand out the points. So, unfortunate for Oscar, but you know what? I think he's reserving up, so he's probably not going to sweat about it. And Steinmine taking the driver of the day. I think I agree there.
Yeah, and I don't want to say that I called it, but it felt like he was in a out of position, starting so low down.
Yeah. So it seems like we were both off on our prediction for the win. I had Base, you had Jer, and it turned out to be Fruitful.
Yeah, Fruitful. Well done, that man. Even if he disrupts the best laid predictions.
The best, yes. All right, do you want to run us through the order?
Happily. So, first place, starting from 4th. Really sort of nice drive under the radar. Fruitful. Base and Adri in 2nd and 3rd, round off the podium. Then we have Jer 4, Sir Capelot 5, Steinmine 6, Kalsa 7, Dace 8, Callie 9, and Vihu, great drive, into 10th. And then the second half of the table, we have 11 Boaz, 12 Bronco, 13 Doug Trio, 14 Oscar, 15 T-Mike, 16 Frosty, and unfortunately Jesse was a DNS rather than a DNF. Really enjoyable race. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, very. I'm going to enjoy driving it later, I feel.
Yeah, I look forward to beating you on track.
On track, but your track limit penalties will promote me ahead of you, so you know what? Pride is nothing when it comes to points on the table. So
That's true. That's true.
All right. Well, I've been Tac Delta. He has been Nico John, and we were happy to bring you a premier tier race here for the Performance Racing League. And we also hope to see you next time. Adios.